So I haven't done this in a while. This is basically one of my fanfiction reviews. I haven't done this in a long while. But however, I found one fanfiction through hilarious means that really got my attention. Let me tell you a little story first. I was talking with a good friend of mine, SuperDM64, and we were talking about fanfiction, and we suddenly got on to, hey, let's look at all the stuff Godzilla's crossed over with. And we suddenly found this. We suddenly found this fanfiction among a few others that made us just go, what? And yeah, this is where we come to this is where we come to My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Our Friend Godzilla, or as I'm just calling it, Our Friend Godzilla. Now, this fanfiction, when I first heard of My Little Pony and Godzilla crossing over, I was like, I don't know, I like Godzilla and I like My Little Pony, but do I like them together? Answer is yes, for this fanfiction at least. This was actually a very well-written fanfiction. I really have to applaud the author of playing very smart. And he quickly establishes real quick, no, I'm not going to make Godzilla into a pony and have him talk to the other ones. That's stupid. I'm like, whew. Good on you. Also, I love where he took this. I love where he took this. Now, let me tell you this, that this story is set still in right after the Heisei series. Well, it's in the Heisei, I guess you could say it's in the Heisei series universe, because it takes place after Godzilla vs. Destroya, where you guys remember where Godzilla gave all of his radioactive energy to revive Junior, who became the next king of the monsters. And that's where it takes place. It takes place after the events of Godzilla vs. Destroya, and it focuses around Junior becoming taking his father's place. I'm okay with this. The author also differentiates how Junior is different from his father. He's a lot more emotive. He also has a lot more emotion to him, and that's understandable because in his early days he hung around humans like Miki Sagusa. So I'm willing to give that a shot because he's a lot more emotive. He is very emotional. He's also very in pain because you actually get a little thought of his psyche of. Remember, Godzilla is a very intelligent being, and I'd imagine that would be the same thing for his son too. Because in here, he kind of feels alone. He feels very much alone, and he feels almost like, why did my dad give me all this power? I'm fucking alone. Everyone hates me now. And that's kind of what it is. Meanwhile, in Equestria, King Sombra has somehow managed to awaken these creatures called kaiju. And here's the best part. Some of them are Heisei versions of Showa-era kaiju like Megalon and Kumonga. And then you have monster kaiju that appeared in Godzilla the Animated Series and in some of the video games. I swear to God, if Bagan shows up in here, I'm gonna fucking die of a fangasm. You have to be, in case you're wondering, Bagan's one of the most powerful Godzilla villains that showed up only in a video game. So and he did say, no, Space Godzilla's not gonna be in here, and the author. So I'm wondering, are you going to use Bagan as the big bad kaiju at the end? I'm really curious. But anyway, I digress. So the story is that these kaiju are waking up like Gion and a few other. Kudos if you know who Gion is. But yeah, there's there's kaiju in Equestria that are being woken up by King Sombra's meddling. And what happens is that these kaiju are running amok in Equestria. I can't believe I just got my brain just stopped there. So Discord, after having a meeting with the other Alicorns and finding out the truth about them, it's actually a really cool history that involves Mothra. I'm not going to say how. Brings Junior into the world, and this is where he encounters the only main six member that that would actually come near him, Fluttershy. And it's adorable. There's also a fun There's also a fun mention of Gorgo and Gamera. I'm not going to mention how, where, because it's hilarious of how they bring up Gorgo and Gamera. They're not in the story. You just have to read it. Is all I'm saying. But yeah, I love the interaction between Junior and Fluttershy. I love that. Also, so the more or less, this story plays out like Godzilla Final Wars, but with ponies. That's really what it is. Godzilla Final Wars, and actually better written. I gotta say, this is I'd rather watch a movie of this than Final Wars. I don't hate Final Wars, but I don't like it either. That's the problem. I understand that it was trying to be a big 50th anniversary and a big end to Toho's Godzilla franchise, but come on. I mean, I like Final Wars, but Godzilla doesn't show up till 45 minutes in the movie, and everything else just feels like it's like the director did a line of coke before directing. But that's neither here nor there. Again, like Final Wars, but not you wouldn't see it in my top 10 favorite Godzilla films. Anyway, getting back to this. This is actually very well written. You get to see kaiju from different... This is kind of like with my friend Jason Voorhees and his Transformers Legend of Korra crossover stories, where he's kind of cherry-picking from the different universes. And I'm actually kind of cool with this because you could say... because he's using kaiju that were not in the Heisei series, but revamped, kind of like how Rodan and Mothra and the others were remade in the Heisei universe. So we're basically looking at the Heisei universes of like Megalon and Kumonga and another kaiju from the Showa era. You guys will flip when you see this monster show up in Tokyo and his fight with Godzilla. I really dug that. But yeah, I'm also okay with Godzilla. There's some moments in here where Godzilla's a little more gentler, but that's the thing, is that, like I said earlier, this is Junior. He spent time with humans. He's a lot more gentler and actually a little more less aggressive. So I'm willing to actually overlook that, and I'm actually pretty cool with it. All in all, this fanfiction is not complete, but here's something that I need to address right now. The crossover doesn't exactly happen until Chapter 12, and there's 19 chapters so far. But, having said that, though, I think that's the real thing, is that I kind of wish the crossover happened a little quicker than before. Because, again, it doesn't really start happening until Chapter 12. Most of it is just them in separate universes, but at least the author knows how to balance them out. Especially, I love how he deals with the kaiju problem in Equestria. I really dig how he deals with how Equestria deals with the kaiju crisis. That's a word now. In Equestria, so I'm actually really okay with that. All in all, this story is not complete, but if you're a brony or you're a fan of Godzilla, you're going to find something equally fun on both sides. This does have a lot of darkness. This does have some darkness, as the Heisei series did. It has some fun, as much as MLP does, and it's also adorable to see Fluttershy with Junior. It's fucking adorable to see those two together. And there's also some pretty good humor in here and really good drama. Again, the only problem I had was that the said crossover doesn't exactly happen until the 12th chapter, but after that, it just it really does do really good here. Anyway, so once again, I will leave a link below if you're curious in reading it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I highly recommend this story. Again, if you're a brony or a Godzilla fan, highly recommend this. Once again, hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'm out.